Hello and welcome back to Schellhammer TV. Once again, I am with Dr. Schellhammer himself and we are going to be discussing human development. Now, during our last video, we went into great detail in the importance of prenatal care. We touched slightly on postnatal care, but more around environmental factors. Today, we are going to be looking at the importance of postnatal care and early childhood development. This can be followed with Dr. Schellhammer's book, Architecture of the Mind. Dr. Schellhammer, as we know, brain development starts prenatal, and during those first few years, the brain development is rapid. What external factors can influence the child's brain development?
The brain's development that starts prenatal and becomes a new context once the baby is here. So there is a family, let's say, they all participate on this baby here, and there is a lot of care in the way prenatal wasn't a topic. So first of all, positive communication, care in all details. It starts quite with a lot of stress. It means every few hours, day and night, the baby has certain needs or wants or reactions. So there is, let's say, a standard family. There is a father, there is the mother, there may be already another child or two. And so the social life within the family changes completely. So, each member of the family will create a certain connection with this baby. Each one has a different one. Yeah? Can be that there is already a small kid, 4, 5, 6 years old, and rejects that there is another baby, for example. On the other hand, the relationship between man and woman changes fundamentally postnatal. So there is not just about the development of the baby, but also what is the development of this couple, woman and the man together. How do they deal together with all the needs and wants and difficulties and problems that start? So I would say, first of all, we do not need to talk about the baby, we need to talk about the parents. So, are they prepared? Are they ready to learn what is going on in the development of this baby? Do they discuss together the needs and wants around the baby, and with, in case, for example, there is another kid? A certain new balance must be created consciously with communication, with sharing anger, sharing frustration, sharing understanding, or to get together the right understanding what has to be done. Maybe one partner wants to go to work, the other partner needs to go to work as well, who looks after the baby, and every 4-6 hours, including at night, all the time, the mother, and sometimes or often should also be the father, be ready to care for the situation that is given. Yeah.
Because also during these early stages, the relationship or the dynamics between the parents are ultimately going to change. I think we take for granted that babies come along and life continues, but that isn't the case, is it? So are you saying the parents need to really be aware of what those possible changes are going to be and how they can manage those around the child as well?
The first changes happens with the man and with the woman. If we do not now include another child already here, they need new attitudes.
Okay.
They need most probably a new rhythm of life around the baby. They have to change their needs, their wants, because in the center is always this baby with needs and wants. So, and could be that young generation, they're not able to manage this new situation. They cannot balance or rebalance their life So there's a lot of frustration around. Yeah.
Because priorities change as well. Before a baby, it's just the two adults, they're each other's priority, they can meet all their needs, whether they're, physical, emotional, sexual, and then all of a sudden a baby comes along and that partner's no longer the number one or the priority because their dependent is 24/7 dependent. And do you think new parents are ready for that?
I would say most parents are not ready for that. They're not even ready for their own development, to manage their own inner life. They are probably not even ready to manage the relationship in a balanced way. So it becomes quite complicated. The process, 9 months and etc., what we discussed last time. Now here, it's more complicated. It's not just about the baby. It's about the parents. Are they somehow mature?
Yeah.
Do they know each other? Isn't it a fact that most young people, they don't understand themselves? So how can they understand a partner if they don't understand themselves? Yeah. And this, then with the baby together, complicates the whole emotional situation and management situation of a young family.
So Dr. Schellhammer, can you please tell us what areas during that first year of having the baby there should parents focus on? I mean, obviously at this stage, babies generally just want feeding, they cry, they do the other bits. Is it important for parents to understand how to respond to given actions of their baby, or is it just something they can learn and pick up as they go along?
Yeah, parents must learn to understand the reaction, the behavior of the baby. They must learn to understand that certain expressions needs to deal with.
Yeah.
Baby can cry, baby wants this or that, moves around, seems to be nervous. So parents must learn to understand the language of the baby. And this requires a lot of patience.
Yes.
It's difficult. It's indeed often stressful because the baby doesn't stop crying, for example. Yeah. So the way parents react, or the mother or the father reacts in such a situation, is crucial. If parents react increasingly with frustration, then the baby is irritated, feels rejected, and this has then consequences in the development of the baby. So obviously after 1 year, 2 years, life with the baby changes a bit. The baby can start walking, wants to play around a lot. But even before, even after a few months, it is important that the mother and the father as well, they talk to this baby, half year here on the planet in that sense, postnatal. So a lot of communication is necessary, although a positive one obviously, and in the right words, adult words, just infantile ways of this is not the way to talk to a baby. No, there can be nice words, nice expressions, can be a little bit singing around to give to the baby the feeling I am protected. Mom protects me, dad protects me. That is really fundamental in the first 2-3 years.
It's interesting you say they shouldn't use the baby talk, because we all do it. We all see a baby and we just go gooey and make silly noises, kind of give back to them what they give to us. Does that really impact on their development?
In the very early stage, probably not.
Okay.
But later on, with 2 years or 3 years, I would say this is not an appropriate language.
I suppose they're not learning a vocabulary unless it's being shown to them.
But a baby listens to the tone from mom or dad, If mom or dad or another person is talking to the baby cannot really react, but moves probably, and or is focused on something is going on. Yeah, so the baby learns the meaning from mother and father and others, and the other way around. Parents need to learn to understand the meaning of the baby's movement, the baby's noise and reaction and crying and so on. Yeah? To ignore the concentrated development of everyday life with the baby creates damages.
What type of damages? For example, if a parent believes leaving their baby to cry rather than responding straight away is going to help them understand that they can't have everything they want straight away, or not realizing the importance of a routine for that child to follow. Can these sort of things hinder the development of a child?
Yes, I would say yes. We spoke about last time about the prenatal situations, that the fetus reacts on what emotionally is going on around. So postnatal, the baby feels rejection. The baby feels that's not accepted, ignored, and especially the first year, a good rhythm that the baby feels every 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, etc. This gives a feeling of protection, and they love me, they accept me. They need to be accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say from prenatal meditations with clients, the baby feels if there is love, if they are protected or ignored. So with meditation, adults can go back to that time and can find out the situation. Love is not just a verbal matter, it's an energetic matter.
Yeah.
So it fills a room, obviously, including for the baby, or the anger is in the air, bloody hell, this baby can't stop crying, for example. So we are all humans on the one side, but on the other side, we need to be adults, to learn to be adults in that situation, because we, the parents of a baby, we are responsible for the development, and this can have consequences for the rest of the life.
Now, Dr. Schellhammer, you have mentioned previously that obviously giving a good education or awareness to a child is incredibly important. Now, most children will go into nursery at just a few years old. What's the importance of the right type of education on the development of a young child?
What is a young child age? You mean?
Early years, so 2, 3, 4. By 4 in most European countries, children are going into school. So what's the importance of those early years and having an education, or the government structured education?
I think it starts with building up confidence.
Okay.
With building up trust and the feeling of being cared, protected, guided. This includes, obviously, also certain freedom, that there may be on the floor running around somehow, can explore the world. Must be supported to explore, must be supported to deal with all kinds of tools, whatever, toys, and must have an area to develop, to explore things, everything, but absolutely everything. They want to feel what it is, they want to try to do something with it, and parents must support this environment and protect it and giving in permanently new ideas. In general, year 1, year 2, if I remember right, a baby wants every 2 minutes something else. Yeah. And so parents can react in different ways. But most important is supporting this world of exploration and giving a feeling of it's right what you do. If it's right that it's difficult, I help you to solve this and that with a toy. This gives inner strength.
So education isn't just what kids get when they go to school. Education is their everyday experience. And you're saying this everyday experience needs to be supported, it needs to be guided, it needs to be nurtured so a baby can learn through every single experience. It's not just a case of, oh, the baby's here, oh, now the baby's at school age, it can go to school and start learning. The learning starts from day one.
Yeah, there is a very high responsibility for the parents. Yeah, when mom goes for shopping, then the 2 years old or 3 years old wants to take this, wants to take that. Yeah, the world becomes important for the baby, the very young kid. Yeah, and they must learn that they cannot just have everything they see. The same parents must learn the same as well.
But aren't they just copying their parents? My 3-year-old does it. We go through the supermarket and she just wants to grab everything and fill the trolley because probably in her eyes that's exactly what I'm doing. It's like a game.
Yes, it is. It is more. As far as I know, nowadays, every 2, 3, 4-year-old kid has a mobile phone, and can connect with the world.
Yeah.
And they connect also with, I would say, with words they shouldn't be connected. So we have today the early childhood influences from the mass media, via television, via mobile, via etc., what else it may be. Countless information that is attracting people, the babies, the parents as well. So, should mom always give chocolate? Should mom allow to have with the mobile phone to explore the world?
YouTube Kids when the parents are
for
busy.
Example, I think parents, they have an endless responsibility to check a bit what is right. So, because the social influences from the external world, and I include here with the brainwashing parents, brainwashing societies, all this is so strong that in the end, parents have no say, they give up, and that's wrong. Yeah. That's completely wrong. So this guidance must become part of life, including following years.
Yeah. So for many parents, obviously watching this, you can be thinking, oh, I just give my kid the device, they're learning something, it's okay. Oh, I don't mind them chucking everything in the trolley when we walk around. I can just get rid of it before I pay. But actually what you're saying is these parents need to be aware that all their actions have a consequence and everything they do is teaching their child. So rather than just giving in and then dealing with it at the end, they should be aware that every time they say something, every time they allow something, they are basically teaching their child a new behavior.
It comes into my mind a thought from a very long time ago. I was asked from people, how can I do it right? Yeah. And I remember I said, do it right with yourself. What you do with yourself is kind of teaching of the kids from the parents. So first, if parents are not able to manage their inner development, to manage the challenges of everyday life with a small kid and baby, then there will be a lot of failure, a lot of problems. And parents give up, and the kids, the small kids, they grow somehow. Yeah. With external influences nobody can control. So it is of highest importance that parents must know from prenatal to postnatal and the following years they are responsible to educate the right way, to show the world, to teach the world to the very small in a very supportive, understanding way. And I guess a lot of parents that are unable. Well,
we're just so busy with life sometimes, work, family members. Right. things that are going on around us, and sometimes it's just a case of getting through every day, but that's not enough. What you're saying is we need to see it as an education every single day.
Yes, it is. Self-education every day, education of everything. Parents must learn the 100,000 goods they could buy but can't.
Yeah.
And the first 3, 4, 5, 6 years until kids come to school is a fully responsibility of the parents. And it has consequences, long-term consequences.
Okay.
And this parents must know.
And are there other factors that we need to be aware of? For example, environmental factors surrounding us when a child is born. Is there anything that influences the brain development of the child?
This is a very, very difficult topic to talk about. Scientists found out that already prenatal fetus, they have up to 27, 28 different toxins in their brain development. I found scientific reports, they already reports about 30, 40 different toxins in the brain development of the babies and small kids. And I found out other international knowledge that humans have 200 toxins already in their body. So we are globally exposed, highly exposed to contamination. So this is another topic that we should not ignore if we want a future for the very young generation.
And will those toxins influence brain development on a daily
Yes,
level?
obviously, strongly. They paralyze, they reduce mental capacities, they including create specific problems with the body, with the organ functions. And we know clearly to give an example, that mining, wherever mining, that in a radius of 30, 40, 50 kilometers, contamination from the mining damages the health of the workers there, and they have a very short life.
Thank you, Dr. Schellhammer. Now, we've gone through our prenatal, postnatal and early childhood. In our next video, we'll be going that step further and looking at the adolescence development and ways we can manage that time to bring a more secure human being. Again, any questions, drop your comments below and we will answer them the best way we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you.